experts. Simple human sense.
Well, this is something pretty neat for us, not so much Texas, but our temperature is the same as Dallas this morning at 14 degrees. Much colder air is still centralized in the plains and off towards Canada. And when you throw in a wind chill, we actually are feeling warmer than Dallas. They're at 2 below for their wind chill, same as Memphis. Here in Lansing, it's 5. Still going to be seeing that cold air in the area today, but it'll get better, and we'll talk about that as 6 News This Morning continues.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News This Morning.
The list for someone to lead one of America's largest school districts gets a lot shorter, and a Mid-Michigan school superintendent is still on it. Good morning, Mid-Michigan. It's Thursday, February 20th. I'm Jorma Duran.
And I'm Megan Vaselli. Thank you so much for joining us.
6 News is here for you now with this morning's top stories. Tonight is a regularly scheduled Lansing School Board meeting, but is the first since news broke that Superintendent Bill Schuldiner is a finalist to take over the nation's 5th largest school district in Las Vegas, Nevada.
And 6 News has just learned from our sister station in Las Vegas that Schuldiner now is among the top 4 candidates.
The short list was originally down to 6 candidates, but we just found out that one of the candidates dropped out and another was cut in a vote by the Clark County School Board of Trustees. In a statement sent to 6 News, Schuldiner said he wasn't actively searching for a new position. Quote, however, the Clark County School District opportunity, when presented to me, was a ring I felt I had to throw my hat into. The Clark County School Board is planning to interview the final 4 candidates next week and ultimately vote on a new superintendent on March 13th.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel joining a new coalition of 19 other attorneys general to challenge the White House order that suspends the U.S. refugee resettlement program. President Donald Trump suspended the program, which of course helps resettle refugees in the U.S., on his first day in office. He says he'll only restart it if doing so would benefit the United States. Well, the AGs who filed the lawsuit claim the order not only contradicts federal law, but also will be detrimental to the economy. AG Nessel pointed out that in Michigan alone, refugees paid more than $200 million in state and local taxes in 2022 and contributed nearly $2 billion to the state's economy.
Staying with President Trump, his administration is now trying to fast-track approval for the controversial Line 5 pipeline. Under an executive order from the White House, the Army Corps of Engineers has now added the Line 5 tunnel to a short list of projects for emergency permit status. Line 5 is owned by the Canadian company Enbridge Energy, and while the twin pipelines begin and end in Canada, they cross several U.S. states, including Michigan. They rest on the lake bed below the Straits of Mackinac, where they've been damaged several times by passing ships. The proposed project would construct a tunnel through the bedrock below the straits, connecting the 2 peninsulas to house the pipelines. Supporters say this will reduce the risk of a catastrophic oil spill on the Great Lakes. Opponents argue that isn't good enough and are trying to shut down Line 5 completely.
AG Nessel now issuing a new consumer alert to help Michiganders recognize whether their email account has been hacked. The alert highlights several warning signs, including family members or friends getting strange messages from your account. AG Nessel says hackers could use your account to send spam or even phishing emails. Strange social media activity is another sign. This could be in the form of unusual messages about products or scams popping up on your account. The hacker also could delete messages from your sent folder to try to cover their tracks or even change your login information altogether. AG Nessel recommends enabling 2-factor authentication and keeping a close eye on all of your accounts.
A U.S. appeals court has now declined the Trump administration's request to overturn an order that put a hold on the president's plan to end birthright citizenship.
President Trump signed an executive order after being inaugurated to revoke U.S. citizenship for kids born in the U.S. to parents without permanent legal status.
Soon after that order was made, multiple lawsuits were announced, and it was eventually put on hold by a federal judge. Many experts believe this continued freeze will likely set up an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Meanwhile, the president continues to take aim at Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, accusing him of being a dictator as talks ramp up on how to end Russia's war in Ukraine. Jared Hill is here for you with more.
Today, President Donald Trump is going up against two major American cities. Overnight on Air Force One, he complained about crime in the nation's capital and backed a Republican idea for the federal government to take over Washington, D.C.
I think that we should run it strong, run it with law and order.
The city's mayor later posted on social media, Washington, D.C. is a world-class city. This comes hours after President Trump pulled support for New York City's efforts to curb heavy traffic by charging drivers higher fees in busy areas during business hours. Trump writing, "Congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king." The state's governor is challenging the move in court.
We're in a fight. We do not back down. Not now, not ever.
Elon Musk has got to go.
Across the country, protests intensified against sweeping federal firings. CBS News has learned more than 6,000 IRS employees will have their jobs eliminated by the end of the week. Most of them expected to be newer probationary hires. Meanwhile, President Trump escalated his war of words with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky.
A dictator without elections.
Trump accused Zelensky of starting the war, which began after Russia invaded Ukraine 3 years ago, and said he's misusing U.S. aid. Some Senate Republicans pushing back.
I do not agree that President Zelensky is to blame.
Zelensky has suggested President Trump lives in a disinformation space. The White House has held talks with both countries this week aimed at ending the war. Jared Hill, CBS News.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
The snow's picked up on our Capitol camera again. I might just have to head out there myself to see it. But this is with warmer temperatures, which is good news. It's only by a few degrees, but it is going to start to add up as we head into the weekend. Temperatures are a little bit warmer when you trend towards the east side of the state, at least compared to where they were yesterday at this time. That's putting us in the mid-teens for most spots. There is still a wind chill, sadly, making it feel like it's 0 in cold water, but it doesn't have a negative sign in front of it. We are toeing the line with that, but it's still better than the mornings we've had for the past few days. Looking at our snow chances, they aren't really showing up on radar this morning, but from what we can see with our own eyes, it is snowing out there. And that's mainly because the snow's happening below where the radar beam scans. So not the best data set for us to look at, but that's why Ella's here. It's an amazing picture to look at. Loving the snow, having a little bit of a snack, it looks like. We want to take them out in the fresh snow, go for it later on in the day when it's more comfortable for us and them. This morning the wind chill is still near 0, so we have a red paw for now, but with the 20s returning for highs today, at the minimum our wind chills should at least still feel like they're above 0. So
That's good.
Looking on the brighter side of things.
Say, yeah, but we're being optimists there.
We have such a low bar right now.
Can we get above 0?
Which the like Dakotas, they're just looking at us like, I hate you.
Yeah, minus whatever it is.
Minus 53 or something like that.
If you move to the Dakotas, you're asking for it.
Oh, you signed up for the cold.
Well,
yeah, that's my opinion.
But their summers are great.
Okay. All right. Us here at TV6 are getting ready to celebrate the 75th anniversary of WLNS TV this year, and we could use your help.
If you have any pictures or videos from back in the day, we set up a folder for you to upload your memories. To share them, just head to WLNS.com/75.
We'd love to use them on the air, and if you're willing to talk about it on TV, let us know in the comments, and we may be in touch.
Coming up, a popular hot air balloon competition set to return to Mid-Michigan. We'll have those details in our What's on the Web segment.
All right, your time, 6:39. Thanks for watching.